What's up, true believers? How are you? Good morning and welcome. Thanks for joining me on this lovely Friday morning. It's 46 degrees here at Site B. It's me, the OGGM. It's time to take a look at all the tabletop role-playing game products available this week at our friendly local game store. But of course, as always, don't take my word for it. If I mention something you want to pick up, call your friendly local game store and ask if they have it in stock. And if they don't have it in stock, can they special order it? But please do not give them a hard time if they don't have it in stock and if it's going to take them a very long time to order it. This year has not been good to our friendly local game stores, which means it's more important than ever to support them. Between the announcement of the Diamond bankruptcy, delaying shipping of several products, and with yesterday's news of the retroactive tariff on all imports and exports, getting stuff on the shelves of your friendly local game store has just become even more difficult than it was yesterday. And any prices I say to you today are probably going to go up because of the tariffs. Thanks, guys. Thanks. All right. From Exalted Funeral, we have The Land of M. The Land of M Standard Box Set, The Land of M Core Rulebook, The Land of M Beastry Volume 1, The Land of M The Mucklands, The Land of M The Muckland Map. This is the Land of M Rule Cert. It's the Lord of the Rings meets the Muppets. The Land of M is whimsical, colorful PCs explore the wondrous world full of danger and discovery. The box set includes everything you need, blah, 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 stuff, races, classes, all with a sort of this goofy Muppet theme to it. How is this different than Mouse Guard or anything like that? I'm not sure. Don't know a lot about the rule set. Looks like it uses a D12 system. And I guess it's got this goofy Muppet, fantasy, but don't take it seriously, cartoon ethic to it, which could be fun. It's $125 for the box set, $40 for the core rulebook, $30 for the beastry, $60 for the Mucklands adventure setting, and $30 for the Mucklands map. And you can see it's going for a very cartoonish, childlike Muppet Sesame Street, sort of goofy, Disenchanted. This reminds me of Disenchanted on Netflix. If you didn't ever get a chance to see Disenchanted on Netflix, it's really fun. Animated fantasy series by the same people who brought you the Simpsons. So yeah, sort of just, I guess, poking fun at fantasy while still being dangerous with the Lord of the Rings meets the Muppets theme. Of course, this is the prices as of yesterday, before the tariffs. Moving on from the Horrible Guild, we have the Wildfest campaign setting. We've got the Wildfest core rulebook, the Wildfest guide screen, the area reference deck, the monster reference desk, and the Wildfest journal pack. This uses the unique dice system. It's $55 for the core rulebook, $16 for the GM screen, $16 for the area reference deck. Always a fan of the cards. $16 for the monster reference desk, and $16 for a journal. $16 for a journal. $16 for 30 lined pieces of paper. I can get one of those at the dollar store, right? I will support any game company trying to do what they're trying to do to the best of their abilities. I want everybody to succeed, but I will not support anybody charging you that much money for a notebook. What are the Wildfest? You are mutated rangers who roll the land with oversized cooking utensils in hand, trying to stop the frenzy of Elderith kaiju monsters by killing them and then cooking them. Gameplay alternates between journeys and downtime. In both phases, conflict are resolved with a dice pool system. Includes 40 different monsters, each with its own traits, body parts, and behaviors to make each hunt you acquire. So it's Monster Hunter / Delicious in Dungeon / dice playing with cards. And okay, I guess everybody's big thing is to eat the monsters, and eating each monster gives you special abilities. So it's Delicious in Dungeon meets Monster Hunter. From Space Penguin Inc. Okay, you win this week's name for best name of a game company. We've got the Pathogenist of Hungry Hollow, Liminal Horror. Wow, we haven't heard the liminal word in a bit. I thought that was over, but I guess, yeah. I mean, liminal horror still a thing? I guess it's still a thing. $40. PCs must head into town, meet its inhabitants, and unravel the horrible truth that lies buzzing just beneath the surface. The sandbox adventure features 8 investigating PCR types, 6 investigation kits, and stuff. The system is called Liminal Horror. I didn't know there was a system called Liminal Hoarder. It's a system from Exalted Funeral. It's $40. It's a classless rule-like system that screws leveling for high lethality and narrative growth. So Call of Cthulhu, Delta Green, you're investigators, you're investigating horrible, awful things, and yeah, stuff, you know. Urban Shadows from Magpie Games, powered by the Apocalypse. Or we got Urban the Shadows core rulebook, second edition. Urban Shadows, the Game Master screen and campaign notebook. Urban Shadows journal pack. Urban Shadows dice pack, and Urban Shadows dice tray. $50 for the rulebook, $25 for the GM screen and notepad. Is this going to just be a new soapbox for me to stand on? $15 for the notepad, $25 for the dice, and $20 for the dice tray. And this is before Terrifs. It's an urban fantasy in which mortals and monsters vie for control of the modern day city in a political background layer just under what is known to be real. So Vampire the Masquerade. But this one takes place in Chicago. Didn't Vampire the Masquerade take place in Chicago? Or was it Seattle? Basically, it's another take at vampires, monsters, horror is real. A very few select group of people know about it. The rest of the world is kind of unaware of this never-ending battle going on between vampires and hunters and wizards and fairies who all are trying to carve out a little corner of the political world. So John Wick. I mean, John Wick is the best Vampire the Masquerade vampire movie series there is. I mean, if there were vampires and they were running the world, I think the John Wick world would be basically the best version, I think, you know? John Wick is a Vampire the Masquerade campaign. John Wick might even be a type of vampire. I don't know. Anyways, urban horror, always a place for urban horror today, especially in today's things. Notebooks, charging me $15 for a notebook. Again, I love you. I support you. I want you to succeed. I want everybody to enjoy the game. I can go to the dollar store and get a notebook for 99 cents. And we have some dice. This is from a company called Roll for Initiative. It's marble, maroon, and gray dice set. My computer doesn't do it very well, but it does have looks like sort of a mahogany woodwork look to it. Kind of pretty. 7 dice for $11. It's, you know, it's dice. Considering some of the dice prices we've seen lately, $11 for a dice set is reasonable. Yeah. Got the D4 using the weird D4 symbol. You can see that it's using the oblong D4 instead of the triangle D4. I guess somebody stepped on one too many of those at night and decided to use the oblong instead. D6s, only one D6 as opposed to the usual 3D6, D8, D10, D percentile, D12, and a D20. Usually these stats will come with a 3D6 as well as everything else. But sure, dice. If you don't have dice, always good, more dice. $50 for spooky urban horror. Why not? Looks like it uses power by the apocalypse, which is always a system that I've had, you know, some respect for. But yeah, no. Spooky horror for $40. Go around killing and eating monsters and using the monster parts to make magic items and stuff like that. I guess, but again, journal, no. No. Everything else, whatever, fine if that's your thing. It's probably an audience out there, probably people who want to play Monster Hunter. No. Journal. Stop it. And then whatever the hell this is, Land of Muppet Fantasy, Goofy. Again, it reminds me a lot of Disenchanted. If you had a chance to watch the Disenchanted animated series on Netflix, this kind of feels like that's what they're sort of going for. The sort of like, it's a very serious fantasy world with lots of serious things going on, but we're also going to poke fun of it and poke fun at the tropes and, with sort of that Muppet tongue-in-cheek goofiness, which reminds me a lot of Disenchanted, which I think I need to watch again. So yeah. Now, of course, all these prices were posted before the tariffs. So if it's on the shelf now, that will be the price. But if they have to special order it, and that special order has to come from overseas because it's not in stock at the warehouse, well, then increase that price by 54% or whatever the tariff is. Again, I'm not going to get into the tariffs in this one because Stephen Glicker has already done a wonderful job of it on his video. Link down below. Thankfully, the price for PDFs has not changed. So, at least not yet. So the price for my PDFs is still the same. So if you haven't had a chance to pick up my game yet, now's a good time to head on over to your favorite drive-thru and pick up my game. Support your friendly local game store now more than ever. Oh my God, as if they haven't had enough bad things happen to them this year between the shutting down of the distribution from Alliance and now the tariffs and who knows what's next. Yeah, it's just going to be very hard for your small mom and pop stores to stay open and not be forced to convert to a Magic and Funko Pop shop. So if you want to see your friendly local game store continue to carry tabletop role-playing games in any form, including the $2 million SHADOWDARK, support them. Buy some of those $10 dice. Do something, please. And while you're at it, buy my stuff because I'm desperate and I need friends. Get off my land.